Certainly, President Hollande is wrong. The euro is still in a state of crisis. What Draghi of the central bank did by promising to underwrite member state bonds, he has bought some time. Now, Europe should have used that time to try and resolve the euro crisis. It hasn't done so. It just assumes the crisis has gone away until the crisis resumes. The crisis will certainly resume. Nothing has been done about the underlying problems of competitiveness for the southern European countries compared to the north and Germany. And until that is resolved, I'm afraid the crisis will not go away and we'll be stuck with it. Now, European integration is the problem, not the solution. But always what we hear here is they want more integration. They're talking about a banking union, they're talking about common banking regulation. None of those things, as I say, I come back to my previous point, none of those things addresses the underlying problems of the huge gap in competitiveness, unit labour costs between Northern Europe and Southern Europe. And there is a very limited number of ways to do that. What they could do is to dismantle the euro, which in my personal view would be the best solution. What they could also do is they could make massive fund transfers from the north, from Germany, to the south, to Greece and Spain. But of course they can't do that because the German taxpayer won't stand for it. And on the other side, the Greek and Spanish voter will not tolerate this level of austerity indefinitely. So Hollande's solution is simply not a solution. At the very best, all Europe is doing is buying time and delaying the evil day. The French president will certainly be asking for an increase in the budget, and it's certainly true that most, but not all MEPs, are asking for an increase in the budget. And the interesting thing, and the one point that Hollande did make and was quite right to make, on the socialist side, both the socialist MEPs and socialist leaders and heads of state are asking for more money. But when you look at the centre-right, what you find is that several of the heads of state are asking for a reduction, or at least containing the budget, whereas their own MEPs are asking for an increase. And in particular, in the case of Germany, you've got this big gap between MEPs who want more money and Angela Merkel, who wants to control the budget to an extent. What you get, though, always in Europe, the people who become members of the European Parliament, with a few honourable exceptions, tend to be passionate supporters of the European project. So you get a completely different attitude. They used to have that in Britain with the Conservative Party. I think the Conservative MEPs are getting a little bit more sensible now than perhaps they used to be. But certainly when I joined, you had the same situation where Conservative MEPs were passionately in favour of the project, whereas their party at home did have significant reservations.